the way in the back, I think, all the way against the wall.
Over here?
Yes.
I hope you can hear me well. Well, thank you so much. I'm a big fan. And I'm Brazilian, and I grew up with the tagline that the Amazon forest was the lungs of the world, right? But shortly in my early childhood, that tagline was completely obliterated with pictures of devastating and heartbreaking photos of the Amazon forest being cut down and, you know, animals bleeding to the ground. So it's a shocking factor that the animal agriculture actually is the #1 cause of deforestation, and not only that, but it's the #1 cause of air, land, water pollution, species extinction. So I'm just wondering how come that was not the focus of your movie, since animal agriculture is one of the most voracious, you know, capitalist machines that it's, you know, devouring our world and is causing climate change. It's the #1
Have you
cause.
seen a film called Cowspiracy?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that was the focus of that film.
Right, but that doesn't really answer the question.
No. I don't mean to be glib, but it's not every film won't have the same focus. But it's. Naomi, go ahead. You've had taken this question since the book came out.
I hesitate to wade into this, but some of the statistics in Cowspiracy are not correct in terms of the share of global emissions of animal agriculture. But it's absolutely the case that it is a major contributor, and we don't see this film as you know, we're not making a claim about this film that this is your completest education about the drivers of climate change. In fact, we spend very, very little time in this film talking about the you know, the science of climate change. We start from
We
the
even
premise.
cut out all the scientists that we interviewed.
Yeah, actually. And we had big debates about that. But this film is not one of those films that is proving to you that this is a problem. And it's not that we think those films are unimportant. We think they're out there. They're a huge part of our own education and clearly your education. We wanted to make a film that started from the premise that it is happening and how are we going to deal with it. You know, because we decided that we were going to be telling the stories of social movements, a lot of what ended up being in the film was just driven by the power of story, like where we ended up being at the right time when stories were unfolding in real time. We made a decision that it was not, you know, this film is also not in any way, you know, a point by point, you know, book with pictures. I keep, you know, when I speak on university campuses, I've spent the week, you know, at Amherst and Holyoke speaking to undergrads, and I was like, if you think you can watch this film and not read the book, you will fail. You will fail the test. It is not a substitute for reading the book, because when we set out to do this project in parallel with me writing the book and